my name is Roisin Duffy and I work as a tutor for the Dublin and Dunleary ETB Adult Education Service. Today I will be demonstrating grafting apple trees. So because of the lockdown, we didn't get to go out and do this sooner. So what we did was we picked branches to cut. And then while there was no buds, see these have all budded. Do you want to get a bit closer and have a look? These have all budded, you can see here, clearly they budded. So while they were asleep, we cut the ends, certain tips off. You can see actually where we did it, because they've actually grown leaves at the ends of where we've done them. Yeah. And ideally we should have been back at least a month ago, just when these started to burst, the buds started to come out, to attach the branches back on. And our plan is, if you can have a look around, there are about 20-25 Irish heritage trees. So the chances of us getting the same variety back onto the branch are very slim. So my plan was, for the class, was to have this side of the branch one variety, and this side of the branch a different variety of apple. And we do that by grafting, it's called. So there's loads of different techniques for grafting. And before you had to do it by hand. And by hand was very, very difficult. You had to cut the branch, there's a bird feeder. You had to cut the branch and then match it to another variety of a tree. So say we took this branch, we had to match the stem to, say, that tree there. So we'd come over with our stem, match it, and really you could actually swap them both sides if you really wanted to, and put one variety on this and another variety on that. And we took the branch, and you have to, can you just look down please? You have to have it so that you have a V on one side and you have to cut a V shape out of another so that it fits in perfectly into the branch. Now, I'll explain that a bit more when I'm showing you this grafting tool. So you had to do it by blade, and it was very, very hard thing to do. You would cut one side of the cambium layer, cut the other side, and you had to keep matching, and I had to match the other branch perfectly. Oh, it took a long time to be skilled in that, and it's quite dangerous. So what we found was this grafting tool, and what it does is actually cuts a perfect, I'm going to call it for the moment a male and a female, but it's an omega sign, this one is, and you can just about see it here. There's the blade there. And it sends out a shape, like a key shape. So what that does, it slots, you can take one branch and slot it into the other. So it's a bit more sturdier when you're trying to wrap it, when you're trying to use the grafting tape on it. So an example, I'm going to show you an example of what I did. This actually has a secateurs on the top as well, but I'll be using a different secateurs. So, just to show you what I did, I don't want to ruin that one, that's a bird feeder one. I'm going to show you with this one. So what we did, we just went along and we just cut a branch like this. So when we cut it, they all looked like this. The whole branch looked like that because it was asleep. It wasn't alive yet, it wasn't awake yet. So really we don't need this end of it. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to go and we're going to match it. So these were just simply stored in my fridge, that's it. And what I did overnight was I put them in water. I left them in water to kind of rehydrate them just before I was doing this. So which branch will fit this bit here? You have to just put them up beside each other. This one, nope, too thick. So you just go ahead and try and find one, but experienced grafters will be able to do it by eye. I'm not an experienced grafter. So this one looks more like it here. Yeah, does that look like it there? Yeah. So if I cut that bit off here, it seems to have grown this is what happens, it's like when we cut our finger, platelets form and then a scab forms. This is a plant scab, there. So we'll just simply cut that away before I even get started on it. And you can see fresh green, see it right there, fresh green growth. So that means it's good, healthy, viable cutting. Then we will take our grafting tool, center it in here. This is where the cut is, you can see where there's indents in it. Center it to it, right there, centered, there. Can you see that? And then till I hear the click. Now that's just a bit too small, so I didn't quite center that one, but it's okay, that's not the example one. I've done one already here. So this branch here, this is one part I cut with the cutting tool, and this is the other part I've cut. So see, it looks like a key shape. So I simply just put the two on top like this, maybe this way. See which way it fits better. It fits much better that way. Do you see it? So you can't see any cambium layer, which means you can't see any light green or white here. So that should cover it perfectly. Now this is a handier cutting, this one, because it actually stays stable like that, but we're going to add grafting tape to it. This is grafting tape. So it's like cling film, except it's biodegradable. So biodegradable means it's not plastic. It'll break down and disappear when the branch is ready to grow. So we took this year's growth of apple trees, and by taking this year's growth of apple trees, that means we should have, if this graft takes this apples on it this season, and it should be a different variety of apples, because I can even see the colour of the stem is different on this, so it's not the same variety. So you keep wrapping this, you gently pull it tight, and you go down a bit of the branch just to give it a bit of structure. We want it in case it's windy, and we don't want any rain getting into this. And it's great, you just pull it and it kind of sticks onto itself when you pull it. Just like cling film. Except cling film's not biodegradable. Yeah. There you go. Oops. Now you can tie a knot or tape that.
I have to tie a knot.
I might have to tie a knot. Okay, I'll fix that in a minute. So that's what you do there. So really, a month ago, 6 weeks ago, we should have had a whole load of sticks again like this, with budding here, but not budding here because they were asleep in the fridge. So this is actually what they're meant to look like, and then soon this will just burst out, and should hopefully look like, we got one, will I show you? Do you want to come over here and look like one with buds? Here are some apple tree. These are going to turn into apples here. So you can see here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's not going to be 6 apples on this. You'd be lucky if you got 2, because the petals are very delicate and they fall off. So, and if an early frost hits them too, you'll know, because in here they'll go brown in the anthers in there. That's where they hold the pollen inside the flower here. But I won't disturb them because bees have to pollinate this first, and if I disturb that, they'll fall off, and they're very, very delicate. These ones have been fertilised. You can see actually there's where the pollen is in there. See them all in there. So the bees would have gone around. There's pollen on my finger. The bees would have gone around and fertilised these, and fertilised all of them. So you can have a look. Just quickly down there. There's a whole. So some varieties are later flowering and some are early flowering. So you see the smaller apples will be earlier flowered ones. So these guys are all smaller apples, but again, they're all Irish heritage, back from 1888 stock up to early 1900s, that they were grafted from and grafted from and grafted from. And on an apple tree, you can actually graft any amount. If there's any amount of branches, you can graft any amount of different varieties, and as much as you want. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 branches there. You could have 10 different apples on that, from these, if you wanted to, on that one tree alone, once you graft it correctly. I'm going to show you the 2 other blades if you want to come have a look. How long is that, friend?
9 minutes.
9 minutes, okay. So I'm just going to show you that these are the 2 other types. This is more like what you would do with your blade if you were to do it yourself. See that V shape? There's a skinny V and a kind of a roundier V shape. So they can both go into this tool. It just means the tool does it perfectly every time. Again, we did practice in the class grafting, and you have to pull the knife away. It's very dangerous and very unpredictable as well, as in how deep you go. It's just very hard, whereas this tool makes it a lot easier to do it. So I think I'm just going to finish up now. So again, if you were going to graft, we should have done this earlier, but because of the lockdown we couldn't. So these, I'm going to graft the rest of these, and hopefully we'll have different varieties of apples a bit later than usual, but we'll have our different varieties of apples on these apple trees. So again, please remember to stay safe by washing your hands, social distancing and observing the government COVID-19 guidelines. Enjoy the video.